people that needed help.
He said he had to leave because there were other people that he needed to help. And how was he helping the other people?
Just trying to make them safe.
So is he helping other people that are here on the earth, that are still here in body?
He said that he's always taking care of me.
Oh, very good. So he's taking care of you from the other side then?
Yes.
Is
Other
he?
people, like my parents.
So did he think he could do a better job by being there and helping?
Yes.
And has he been with you all during school and everything?
He said he never leaves me.
Oh, excellent.
He never leaves any one of us.
Did he direct you into my direction?
He said, you do this.
He says, I do this?
He said that you would help me see him.
Oh, very good. Excellent. How old was he when he passed?
He was 18.
Okay. So he says he's helping all the time. Does that help you? Does that help you to hear him say it himself?
Yes.
And tell him, ask him, say, obviously he still exists, doesn't he?
Yes.
So there is life after death then, is there?
Yes, he said that, saying that he's never left us.
Ah, very good. And ask him, do people actually really die, or do they just change form?
He said he just changed form.
Oh, very good. Very, very
That
good.
he's with us.
Ah,
But
he's
we
with.
can't see him.
Okay. So his energy's with you all the time, huh?
Yes.
And ask him, are we really nothing? Are we really energy condensed into our bodies?
He just knows that some people are called to help. That they might leave this place, but they're always with us.
And he was called to help.
Yes.
Does that help you to understand that he was called to help? Ask him who called him. Who called him to come help?
He said God did.
Oh, very good. Very good. So he's with God, working for God then?
Yes.
Does that make you feel a little better?
Yes.
I know it's tough. I know it's tough. And ask him, do you have any more guardian angels?
there's other people always taking care of me.
Oh, very good. And so, is he one of your guardians for sure then?
Yes, he said that he never leaves my side.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So ask him, could he please have a few more of your angels, your guardians, if they could come through the door as well, and so you can be introduced to them, please. Because each one of them has a message, a special message for you. Are more coming?
Yes.
Very good. And who else has arrived?
There's other two.
Two more. You may not recognize them, but go ahead and I want you to greet them. And what do they look like? Or how do they feel?
Seen them before.
It's okay to greet them. Go ahead and greet them. What do they say? How do they greet you?
They both hug me at the same time.
Oh, very good. Very, very good. And ask them, who are they to you? Or what is their designation? Any response?
They just say that they know my dad.
Ah, they know your dad.
And since they know my dad, they wanted to take care of me and my other siblings.
Oh, very good. And is your dad here or is he passed as well?
No, he's here.
Oh, very good. They know your dad. And are they male or female or both?
There's both.
A male and a female. Oh, very good. And they say they know your dad. All three of them have a message for you. First, get your message from your brother. He has something important and beautiful to tell you. What is his message? He wants to help you. It's okay. Go ahead and receive it. There's no one here but us. Go ahead and say it out loud. Remember, I want you to be able to listen to this on your own. Later on, what does he say?
He wants me to take care of my family here.
Take care of your family. I know he's saying more. Go ahead. It's okay.
He's saying to do what makes me happy.
Do what makes you happy.
He's saying that I can help more people than what I think.
That you can help more people than what you think. How?
said that my ability to work with my hands on people, that's one of the main ways that I'll be able to help them out.
So you have healing hands then?
Yes.
So are you on the right path with massage therapy?
Yes.
Was it meant for you to be a massage therapist?
Yes.
Ah, very good. Does your brother know who Hank is?
He just knows that you were going to help me see him.
Ah, very good. And when did he know that? Way when I first met you?
He just said that he had been waiting for it for a long time.
He'd been waiting for me to get you to here to this point?
Yes.
That's awesome. So is that why we seem to have a connection when we first met? You and I?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, tell him thank you because I really like you. I think you're an awesome person, and it's my pleasure to help you to make this connection. Very, very happy. And the other two that hugged you, they also have messages for you as well. I want you to go ahead and receive the message from the one of your dad's friends, because he has an incredible message for you as well.
They said that they saw my dad when he was a baby.
They said they knew your dad when he was a baby?
They watched him grow.
Oh, very good, okay.
But then they had to leave.
Where'd they go?
She said that she had to go up there, that she went there first. And that she was taking care of everyone. And then he went up there.
And up there meaning?
Up there where my brother is.
For lack of a better word, would you say heaven then?
Yes.
Okay. So they both went to heaven where your brother were to. So they've been back and forth in and out of your life, your dad's life, and his offspring as well?
They're his grandparents.
Ah, very good. So this is your grandparents. Have you ever met them?
No.
So it's your grandmother and your grandfather.
They're his grandparents.
Oh, his grandparents. So they're your great-grandmother and great-grandfather. How does it feel to meet them?
It's very surprising.
Say it again.
I didn't think that I would be able to see them.
Ah, very good. So I want you to get a really good look at them. Are they younger, or are they looking? Do they look like an older couple?
They look old.
Okay. Very good. Do you think there's any pictures of them or anything like that?
I've never seen them before.
Oh, okay. Ask them, are there pictures of themselves that your dad may have or your grandparents may have?
They don't know.
They don't know? That's okay. And what were their names?
Eleanor.
Eleanor?
Leonor.
Leona?
Leonor.
Lenore. Okay, and what about his name?
Nicolas.
Nicholas?
Nicolas.
Ah, very good. And what was their heritage? What was their ethnicity? They'll tell you. Were they Native Americans? We're just curious.
They said they were brought from somewhere by their parents.
Understood.
They don't know where they're really from.
Okay. They came by boat?
They said they were too little to remember.
Oh, very good. It's not important. And did they have a message for you at all? I thought they did. What is Lenore's message for you, Leno?
She just told me that she wants me to know that even though I never met them, that they're taking care of my dad. And since they're taking care of my dad, they're also taking care of us.
Very good. And does Nicholas have anything to say himself?
It's just my name.
Oh, very good. And tell them you had some questions that you wanted to ask, and if we'll ask your brother if he would mind answering some of your questions. If you wrote some questions down, since you have this amazing connection to heaven, that could he possibly ask your brother, would he mind answering? If he can.
He said he'll do it.
Oh, excellent. He first wanted to know how your brother was doing, but now that you see him, you can tell he's doing fine, right?
Yes.
And you wanted to know what you'd be doing in 10 to 15 years from now. What does your brother, from his vantage point, see you doing in 10 to 15 years? He has a much higher perspective.
He said I'll have a family.
Oh, beautiful. Wife and children?
2 girls.
Ah, 2 girls. Excellent. Do you want any details, or is that enough for you right there? You'll be happily married then? Does he see you being happily married?
said that before all of this happens.
Say it again.
He said that before all of that happens. I have to work for everything that I have.
You have to work for all of it, huh? For the wife and for the children?
He said that things happen when you least expect it.
Oh, okay. What does he see happening before you least suspect it? Only if he can tell you, since he brought it up.
He just told me that sometimes we have to struggle a little before.
Okay, that makes sense. But he's going to be with you there the whole time, though, correct?
Yes.
Oh, very good. And ask him, why do you get attached so quickly to people? What is that from?
He said that happens because I was used to having him there all the time. And then one day out of nowhere, he just left.
It broke your heart.
He said that I do this because I care for people. That after he left, you could see that I needed people. That I always felt that I was alone.
Did you only have a brother? One brother? Or do you have other siblings?
I have other siblings.
Does that make sense for you, what your brother's telling you?
Yes.
Does that help you? Did you think you innately knew that already?
Yes.
Ask him, will you ever be completely happy? Does he see you being completely happy?
He said that happiness is something that we all create. That if I want to be happy, I can just be happy.
Oh, very good.
That I don't have to let anyone tell me if I want to be happy or sad, because that depends on me.
Very good, because you create your own happiness. Ask him, can he hear what Hank is thinking?
He just said that you'll tell me this.
Okay. So does he, what about your financial life? You know, I know he just said that everything that you have a desire, he must know all your questions. So he says if you have a desire for happiness and working in your love life, you got to work for it. Was he answering a lot of your questions all at one time?
He just said that the more that I want, the harder that I have to work for it.
So is it best to desire it then? And believe with all your heart that you can create it without struggle?
He said that it all depends on the decisions that I make.
Because you're making all the experiences that you have with your decisions. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is this not what Hank told you already?
Yes.
Ask him, is it okay for you to listen to any of my advice? Not to tell you what to do, just to suggest. Just my suggestions.
He told me to trust you.
Oh, he said trust me? Oh, very good. You wanted to, your question number 5, you asked, did you and him have other lifetimes together before? You and your brother have other lifetimes on the earth before?
He's not saying anything.
Oh, okay. Your question was, what was I in my past life? When you saw yourself with the white hair and the eyes and with those other people, was that you in another life or in another dimension or a simultaneous life?
Yes.
Was he there with you in that lifetime? Has he ever been with you in any other of your other lives besides this one that you're focused in right now?
No.
So is this the first time you two came to the planet as came to an existence as brother and as brothers? The first time you came into an incarnation as brothers?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Very first time. And you already told you that he's watching over you all the time. Ask him, where was that life where the people had the 3 fingers and you were the master? Was that on planet Earth or on another planet or in another dimension?
It's another dimension.
Does he know why you were able to see that other dimension and why you were shown that first?
You just said that I was able to see that because that's what I feel. That's what I feel like here.
You feel like the dark is closing in on you and you're constantly running to avoid it?
He said that I was able to see that because I can actually be a leader.
So you have the potential to be a leader. And it's showing you that in another dimension that's simultaneous with this one, you are a leader, huh? A wise leader who's keeping a lot of people from harm. Then that's a good thing then, yes?
Yes.
Oh, very good. And just out of curiosity, pure curiosity, did you have a name in that existence? They called you Master, but did you have a name? Did they have names?
No, that's all he called me.
Okay. And ask him, how many times does he know have you been to the earth? Is this your first incarnation, or have you been here before?
He said, this is my first time.
Ah, it's your first time. And what drew you toward the earth this time?
He just said that it was to bring him and my family happiness.
Ah, to bring him and your family happiness. Ah, very good. So was he happy being your brother? Was he your big brother? Your older brother?
Yes.
So was he really happy being your older brother?
Yes.
Beautiful. And before you came to the planet Earth, where were you before then? Were you the master in that other place, in that other dimension, or where were you before you came to the earth? In another dimension, or where?
He said that I was their leader. That they needed someone they could trust that would keep them safe. That just like that happened. That dimension. That I can make it happen here.
Oh, okay. Is that in that other dimension, it's happening at the exact same time that this one is happening as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And before you decide to focus on the earth, you were focusing there first? Before the earth?
He said it was like they were testing to see if I would do a good job.
Oh, very good. And who is they?
He doesn't know.
Was it a council?
He doesn't know.
Oh, very good. And is there only, that you say, since you're being tested, is there only one expression of you on the planet now? That was your question 12. Is there only one expression of you here now? Or is there several or many of you simultaneously expressed here now on the planet Earth?
There's just one.
Oh, very good. They say that there are 7 people in the world that look just like you. Is that true? Ask your brother, he knows.
He said that physically, yes.
Oh, physically there are?
Physically, there's people that look like me.
Oh, okay. You think you ever... What else did he say? I'm sorry. Ask him, do you know Andrew from a past life? Or from not, we know there's no such thing as past and future, but from your linear perspective, do you know that your friend Andrew from another incarnation besides this one here?
He's not familiar with him.
Oh, very good. Ask him, what does he know about your friend Geraldo? Does he know, or do you know Geraldo from another life or anything? You don't know him either, probably. See.
No.
And what about your friend Sophia? That's okay. We were just curious. You had some questions and you will ask later. You know, ask your brother, you have this need to be really controlling all the time. What does that have? Does that have to do with that last life where you were the master and you had to control the people? Or what is that coming from? Why do you have a need to control everything?
He said that that's something that I picked up. That if I do it, it's because I want to make things better. But that's not the right way to do things.
So is he giving you some big...
that sometimes what I want or what I think is right is not always right. But that if I try to control something or someone is because I don't want it to be bad or to get worse.
Understood. Tom, thank you for that. And you also had another question, if you don't mind. This is, why do you need to... What did you think that that you need to know most in this lifetime? Something that will help you with your personality and from how he knows you from that side. What could he tell you about yourself that you really should need, that you should know, that you probably can't see about yourself, that he can easily see? Please.
He said that sometimes I should just look at stuff and don't say anything about it.
Let other people live their life and make their own mistakes.
Yes.
Why don't you really like pets or snakes or anything like that?
He said that when I was leading those group of people, the thing that was on the dark side was snakes. That it's just that since it was dark, we weren't able to see them, but that's what it was.
Ah, there were snakes in the dark side. So were they swallowed? Were they large snakes?
All kinds.
Did they
They
all?
were consuming the good.
Okay.
They would destroy everything that they would come across. But we didn't know what it was because it was always so dark.
And these were serpents then, huh?
Yes.
Did they consume the queen or the princess? Did they? Is that what happened to her?
Yes.
Is there anything else that he could tell you about that life since they showed him that is affecting you in this life here today?
He doesn't say anything.
Oh, very good. And ask him, do you and Hank have any connections whatsoever before this life, or why? How did we have such a strong connection? Is that literally just from him, or had we had past incarnations together?
No. He said that when we met, it was the first time that I have ever met you.
No, very good. So when we met was the very first time. But he knew that I did this type of work though?
He just knew that you helped me see it.
That I was able to help. Okay. Did he knew when you first met me?
Yes.
And how did he know that? Please.
He just said that he was trying to find a way to speak to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that whenever me and you got close to each other, he saw that energy. So he knew that you'll be able to help me.
He saw my energy?
Yes.
Is it high? It has a certain resonance, huh?
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting to know. You said you have a lot of dreams and about things, and then they happen. What is that all about? Is that one of your gifts?
He said that they're like warning signs.
Are they pretty accurate?
He says that sometimes when they happen, I forget. But as soon as they happen, it kind of like I remember about them.
So they're warning signs of good things and other things as well, right? Not just bad things, right? They're just good warnings, or they are what they are?
He said that sometimes they're bad, but most of the time they're good memories that I'm about to go through.
Very good. Because we've played this entire game out on another dimension and we're finished already, aren't we?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Why do you have the parents that you guys have? What made you guys choose those two as your parents?
He said that we didn't choose them. They chose us.
Very good. So did they choose, your parents chose you guys, so are they making the choice in their dream state, in their higher selves, making the choice? Is that where they have an opportunity to meet you and choose? That's very important. But you do have a say in it, though, don't you? If you decide that you want to incarnate as their child, is that correct?
He said that everyone has the option to be born and to be with those people.
So when they chose you, you could have said, well, yes, or you could say no. Is that correct? When you made the plan to be their child, when both of you made the plan to be their child?
Yes.
Okay. So they chose you, they asked you, you thought it was a great idea, and you did it. So did you know beforehand that at one point your brother was going to leave you and you just forgot about it?
I don't know.
Once you passed through the veil, or once you came into body, did you forget about the plan you made during the choosing?
No.
Okay, that's okay. Why do you like such expensive stuff?
He said that other dimension, I was always used to have the good stuff, like the big house, the gold ring.
So as the master, you came from, you had a lot of responsibility, and that afforded you a lot of position and a lot of means then, huh?
Yes.
So that must have been the incarnation that you had, although it's happening simultaneously. It's the one that's influencing you the most in this life? You had a couple more questions. What about your relationship with Tiffany? Have you had any relationship with Tiffany before this incarnation here?
He said that Tiffany's the lady with the brown cape.
Ah, Tiffany's the woman with the brown cape.
That we've been together since back then. That's why we're really good friends.
Oh, that makes sense. And who was the woman with the brown cape? He knows. Who was she? You guys seem to be living in the same home. You seem to be the same age. You seem to be the same species. Was she your mate?
No.
Very good.
She was just a lady that would take care of the princess. And since the princess...
Was the princess your daughter?
No.
Well, they called you master. If she took care of the princess and you took care of the people, was there a king that had? Was there a king? If she's a princess, she means she's the daughter of royalty. Who was the royalty?
All he knows is that they were also eaten by the dark.
Oh my! Oh, the king and the family, the royal family was
The
eaten.
king and the queen.
Oh my!
They were eaten by the dark. Then when the princess stood up to take care of them, she got eaten by the dark because she wasn't strong enough. So then they were waiting for me. And the lady with the brown cape, she was a really strong woman, so she knew how to control the people with the 3 fingers.
How did she do that? Telepathically, or did she have some type of power or gift? Understood. And he wasn't associated with you in that existence at all. He's familiar with it because he's tapping into you now. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Do you foresee yourself, does he foresee you being able to help others in this lifetime?
Yes.
Very good. And how does he foresee you helping others in this lifetime?
He said there will be people that will come to me with pain, and that I'll be able to reduce it or take it away.
With your massage?
Yes, with my hands.
Oh, very nicely. And you would say, once again, you have healing hands then, is that correct?
Yes.
Ah, beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Man, you're very thankful. I want you to give your brother a big hug and tell him how much you love him. And tell him that you're going to come and visit him in your dreams. Is he going to be there for you in your dreams?
Yes.
Very good. And ask him, is that all you need to do is before you go to sleep is say, I want to see you in my dreams, and will that help for you to have those dreams so you can connect? So you're going to give yourself the suggestion before you go to sleep that you want to see your brother in your dreams. You're going to give yourself the suggestion to remember the dreams as well, so you can remember. Ask him, is that what's best?
Yes, he said he'll help.
Oh, very good. And ask him, should you keep a record of the dreams that he has? Will that help you by keeping a record of what you're telling him and the communication you're having to make it feel like you guys are still together here? Is that a good idea?
said no.
Did he say yes?
I said no.
He says not a good idea? Does it make you dwell on him? Have you been dwelling on your brother?
He said I'll get attached again. That then, if that was to happen, then all I would want to do is sleep. He doesn't want me to do that.
Very good. He wants you to focus on your life and live it to the fullest.
Yes.
And you know that he loves you. And he'll always be there. That's pretty good advice, isn't it? Can you handle that? I believe you can. Well, ask him. Can you come back and visit him like this then? If it's not too often, Hank will make him have to pay it, and he can't afford it. What's he telling you? You can share.
He's just telling me that I need to focus on my family and the people that I have here.
Oh, very good.
That he'll always be watching after me. And that right now he took the time to be with me. So the time that we've been talking, he just dedicated this time for me.
Oh, beautiful.
But that he can't do this all the time because then my parents or my other siblings wouldn't be as protected.
Understood. So his focus is really focused on you right now. Had he had to lower his vibration to connect with the earth plane as such?
I don't know.
Okay. I want you to give him another hug and look at him in his face and see him and experience him and absorb his love. Squeeze him hard. Tell him you love him. And take a long, slow, deep breath. And I want you to thank him for his time and his love and for his explanation. And thank him for always being there for him. And even if we don't connect like this, you're still going to talk to him whenever you need to. He's just happy. Now you know he'll be there listening. Will he listen to you when you talk to him?
Yes.
Very good. You won't have to focus there. Very good. So go ahead and let him go back into the light in the door. And then hold it. Is he gone yet? Don't let him go. Tell him to hold tight. Did he stop? Ask him to come back just for a moment, please. Is he back? Just one moment. Okay. Just ask him, whatever happened to the bird? Whatever happened to the bird, the white bird with the red feathers? Was she taking care of the mother bird?